Coming up on City Spotlight, we continue the second half of Season 7 on location and find ourselves in Neoga. First, we'll talk with Dustin White and Stephanie Finney of the Neoga Partnership for Progress. We'll learn what the NPP does to aid the community of Neoga, which includes annual activities in Neoga. Then we get caught up on Neoga Schools with Superintendent of Neoga Schools, Bill Fritcher, on how the current school year has gone in Neoga, plus an update on physical changes in the Neoga School District. We're once again on location, getting caught up on the latest going on in Neoga, here on City Spotlight. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com. Hello and welcome to another edition of City Spotlight. As you can see, we are on location outside today. We're taping here in the early part of May, and we are taping a new episode here on Neoga. We're taping this first segment here at Jennings Park, and in this first segment, we're going to talk all about the Neoga Partnership for Progress. And we have two first-time guests to the program. First to my left, we have Dustin White, and on the end there, we have Stephanie Finney. Dustin, Stephanie, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Little icebreaker here. I know both of these people very well. Dustin, I currently work with at EIU. Dustin helps WEIU out with the web services. And Stephanie Finney, on the end there, she and I were Newswatch anchors at WEIU as students.
Right.
20 some years ago.
Yeah.
Who's counting?
Oh my gosh. You're right. You're totally right.
So welcome back to WEIU.
Thank you. It's fun.
Excellent.
Happy to be here.
Great. And again, we're taping here at Jennings Park here in this first segment. Both of you are first-time guests, so we'll have each of you tell us about yourself. We'll start with Dustin first.
Yeah, Dustin White, like you said, work at Eastern. Pretty much a lifelong resident of Neoga. Grew up here. Went to high school here, graduated in 2002. Went to Eastern, moved away for just a little while to live in Effingham when I got my first job out of college, and met a girl there that was from Effingham, but ended up back here. Talked her into moving here when we decided we needed a little bit bigger house, and so been here ever since, and been involved in things like NPP ever since as well. I think we hadn't even closed on our house yet, and I had somebody calling me asking me to be on this committee or that, and it's kind of never stopped since then.
Sometimes that's how you get involved with things. And we'll reference the Neoga Partnership for Progress as NPP in this segment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. And Stephanie, tell us about yourself, please.
Well, I actually grew up in Neoga as well. Moved away for about 18 years, did the whole college thing where I met you, got married, had a couple of kids, and then somehow ended up back here, which is a good thing. And I think I too lived here for maybe a hot minute before I was asked to be on committees in town. But I was happy to do it. It was exactly kind of what I wanted to do and where I fit in. And I loved growing up here, so it was just a natural way to give back. And I'm the vice president of the Neoga Partnership for Progress.
Dustin, you are currently the president.
Yeah, currently the president. Our terms are up in July, so there will be some turnover. But yeah, as of right now, we've been in our roles for almost 2 years now.
All right, and so the times that you see Dustin and Stephanie on here, currently members of the NPP. Very good. And it's very cool. We're all from our respective hometowns. We're both back in those towns, so sometimes it works like that.
Yep.
All right, we've talked about the NPP on City Spotlight here before with Mayor Hartke and Brenda Evans in previous episodes, but since we have two people from it here on the program, tell us about it. Give us a little history about it. When did it get started?
So NPP officially began in 2015. That's when we got started. There had been some other efforts in town to get some community organizations going to foster economic development, this kind of growth and that, going back to 2013. And those efforts, for whatever reason, I wasn't involved in them, so I don't know exactly how that went, but I do know that they just sort of didn't work out. But one of the people who was tapped to help with that, a guy by the name of Dusty Hackman, he wasn't really ready to let it die. And so NPP is kind of the end result of that. He wanted to keep a group going, and he got a group together, and I was a part of that original board. That's kind of the broad strokes, right? Like I think that Dusty kind of had that same economic development, promote business, and grow the town that way kind of mindset. And we've sort of evolved in a different direction, but our overall goal, I think, our mission statement, so to speak, is pretty vague and broad, right? Like just make Neoga better however you can. And I think that the things that we do still satisfy that mission pretty well.
Before I get Stephanie to comment here, I actually have it written down here. I got it off your Facebook page. Your mission statement, as you just said there, to maintain what makes Neoga great and do what it can to make it even better.
Right.
Stephanie, what can you add to that?
Exactly. It's a pretty simple mission statement. Basically, it's just to keep building morale. I mean, we have a lot to offer for a small town. And the way that we kind of keep morale up is we offer community events. Suey Fest is our flagship event. It's a fall festival, first weekend in October. That was something that we just started out with maybe, 3 or 4 booths downtown Neoga, and now we fill half the park.
Right.
And it's been 6 years. Well, this will be the 6th. Well, last year we didn't have it, so this will be the 6th year coming up this fall.
Okay.
And it was just such a simple idea that ended up just being so great, because we could bring every group together in town, whether it be the junior class or the cheerleaders or the baseball team, to every church and nonprofit organization, to come together in one spot and actually help each other out. There are ways for them to do fundraising and to volunteer for each other. And the NPP sometimes have a surplus of money that we use for donations that we can give to various groups in town. So it kind of really brought everyone together to realize that we can all help each other, and when we all work together, magical things can happen.
Yeah, and I think that event planning is really kind of where we've evolved. It's what has emerged as our strength. Stephanie mentioned Suey Fest, our fall festival, and then we've got a really successful hometown Christmas celebration that we've been doing the last couple of years. A couple of our board members really took that and ran with it, and that has become very quickly a thing that attracts not only people in the community but people from around the area, which is great. It shows that there's things happening here, and so if you're thinking that maybe Neoga's a place you might end up landing, maybe you come to an event like that and it seals the deal for you. So, I think that in our way, we're still able to really promote the town and hopefully, be a difference maker when it comes to growing the population and, fostering local organizations and businesses.
You mentioned Suey Fest, which we've talked about on previous episodes here on City Spotlight. You guys also still have an annual Halloween costume contest?
Yes, we do. We have
seen some very colorful pictures there on your Facebook page.
Yeah, that is actually something, again, that is so simple but so much fun. The kids and even some of the parents look forward to that every year. It's just a chance for them to get so creative. Like some of those costumes, you're like, how did you even think of that? And it's just great because it shows everyone's creative side, and it's really laid back. And then we have trick or treat around town, and there's different events that can happen. So it's just really laid back and a chance for everybody to get together and have some fun.
See what you guys have done here. What you do for the community. Community already has annual Neoga Days, but you filled the back half of the year with, I think you just listed 3 events there.
Yes,
so you're providing more opportunities for the community to get involved with each other.
Yeah, that really is prime time for us in the fall and winter. That's when a lot of the stuff that we have had the most success with gets done. So yeah, I think that's a good way of looking at it. To kind of fills up that year-round calendar.
Very good. Let's talk about the group a little bit. Obviously, you two are involved, so how many other people are involved with NPP?
Oh my gosh,
As of right
as far as volunteers, I mean, just about anybody will help out in any time we ask. Our board right now is made up of
eight
people. That's right,
people.
eight
Okay.
people. So we're small but mighty, and we have some new people coming in this summer as term limits kind of shift around.
Obviously.
So, but we're definitely, going in a good direction. People of all different ages and backgrounds and thought processes, and it's good because you don't want a board that necessarily has the same vision. You want some discussion. You want to have, that's how things organically grow.
Variety of ideas, bounce things off, and see where things go.
Yeah, at our last board meeting, we invited some prospective new members to come and just see what we're all about, and first of all, had a really good turnout, and I hope that they all decide to be a part of it, which would grow the board a little bit. And the thing that was really encouraging to me was that they were mostly young people, and I'm getting to the age now where I can actually talk about young people, and they're a lot younger than me, and that's what I want to see, because I want these people to be a part of an organization in yoga and feel like it's it's a great reason to still be here, and not like, I don't want them to be like, oh man, I got stuck living in yoga. I want them to be like, I am glad that I ended up back here after college and I could get involved with the community and hopefully make some other people feel that way as well.
Fantastic. So you guys have these 3 events that we mentioned here. What else do you guys do in the community?
Oh gosh, well, like I said, at every event that we do, we take donations, which are incredibly generous. And then with that money, we can donate to different groups. One organization, actually just recently, our Project Help group through Easy here in Neoga, was needing funds for an end-of-year event they were doing, and they were kind of in a rock and a hard place because they weren't able to do any fundraising in 2020 because of COVID restrictions, which just is what it is. But we were able to help surplus that hole they had financially to help them go ahead with their end-of-year events. So that's one thing that we do. We've made a donation to Jennings Park because we have an awesome park. This is an amazing park for
large.
It is. It's
colorful,
beautiful.
lots of red.
Right, and they're very, very accommodating when we have Stewie Fest here because we do some damage. No, not that bad. No, we don't. But we really appreciate it. So we make a donation to them to keep things going.
Right.
I think we've done
the angel tree at the bank.
Yes, thank you.
Wow.
Yep.
We've been able to do that, and then also we have a really good partnership with the school district too.
Oh, absolutely.
I know you said you're going to be talking to Bill Fritcher, the superintendent over there,
yes.
later on today, and Bill has not been shy about coming to us with opportunities to kind of partner with them, and either through financial means or through manpower, help them facilitate some things that they want to do, and I think that's important because, especially in a small town, I think that the strength of the community and the strength of the school district they're tied together, right?
Absolutely,
Like there's no separating them, and so anything that we can do to help the school district accomplish its mission, I think is very important. And another thing I should mention, as far as our partnership with the school district, is that we have had for the last 2 or 3 years a high school student or two sitting as a non-voting member of our board. We call them our student liaison, and basically it's an upper class student that comes to our board meetings and just kind of sees how things work. And also, if we ask them to show up at something and help out, they'll do that too. And in exchange for that, there's a little scholarship that is attached to that. Another way that we spend the little money that comes into us. But also, I think more importantly, they can put that on a application for other scholarships for college. Just their resume in general. And it's just another good way to stay connected to young people in the community, and hopefully give them a reason when they finish college to say, maybe I'd like to come back to Neoga.
Fantastic. In our last couple minutes here, thank you, Stephanie and Dustin, for your time here on City Spotlight. I'm going to kind of merge my last couple questions together. I know it's been a tough year for everyone out there. We're taping here May 2021. You're both from Neoga. Your overall thoughts on Neoga moving forward here the rest of this year? Obviously, things are probably looking up for us all. But your overall thoughts on your community that you represent?
Oh, I'm actually really positive. I think the events of the last year, while it was really unfortunate, I think it kind of lit a little spark in people. I think people, it's that whole you don't realize what you got till it's gone. And when we weren't able to have some of our events and lots of things to the school district were altered or canceled or done differently, I think it made people realize, wow, I really did miss all that. And in order to keep it going, I need to be part of it. So I think a big emergence of volunteerism has come up a little bit more than probably before. I mean, we've never had a volunteer problem per se, but it's a new group of people. And I think that's great because, you know, residents move to different phases of life.
Right.
You know, you volunteer for this as your kids get older or as you retire. Different things are kind of in your wheelhouse. So I think it's great that a whole new group of people are coming up behind us.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great that things like, I mean, Yoga Days didn't happen last year. Suey Fest didn't happen last year.
Right.
Hometown Christmas happened, but it wasn't what the organizers hoped it would be.
Right.
They had to scale it down a little bit. And so this year, it's kind of looking like we're going to be able to do those things in a more normal fashion. And I think that is going to be a big lift to the town. You know, the school district, hopefully, you know, in the fall we'll be able to get back to some more normal stuff. And I just think that's going to really, that's going to be a huge boost for the community.
Back to normal seems to be maybe the phrase moving forward till whenever
the
whenever
new
normal
normal.
happens.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the hope, you know. You never know. Obviously, the last year has kind of shown us that you never know what's going to happen. You got to be
Right.
ready for anything. But I do think that that's a reasonable hope, is that we can just start to get back to business as usual a little bit. That's my optimistic take on things.
Back taping in Neoga on location here. We're learning all about the Neoga Partnership for Progress, and we thank the time of Dustin White and Stephanie Finney. Dustin, Stephanie, thank you for being on City Spotlight.
Thank you.
Yep, thanks for having us.
Appreciate it. Coming up next here on City Spotlight, we'll talk Neoga Schools with Bill Fritcher. But first, let's take a look at some of the upcoming activities going on in Neoga. And we're back here on City Spotlight, this new on-location episode on Neoga. As you can see, we've changed locations. We were outside for our first segment. We're inside now, back at a familiar place, the Superintendent's office in Neoga Schools. And we welcome back a familiar person to the program, the Superintendent of Neoga Schools, Bill Fricher. Bill, great to have you on again.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
And thank you for the lovely backdrop we have behind us here.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I like it.
We'll definitely be coming back to Neoga more often so we can utilize this wonderful backdrop behind us. Last time we talked with Bill here on City Spotlight was the end of 2019. A little bit has changed since we last talked. So Bill, we're nearing the end of the school year for you guys here in Neoga. It's May 4th. Tell us how your school year has gone.
You know, our school year has gone fantastic. We've been in-person learning all year long. We made a commitment to do that early on. Took a little pause at the elementary building at the beginning of school, but we've been in person the remainder of the year, and it's really gone incredibly well.
I mean, it's been an interesting year for all you superintendents and educators. I've talked to so many here on this season of City Spotlight, and I think it's safe to say that the flexibility of everyone, staff, students, and the community to make it work.
Right. Yeah, our school board has been incredibly supportive. Our staff, bus drivers, cooks, custodians, teachers, paraprofessionals, secretary, everybody has been phenomenal. Our principals have just been workhorses this year to try to provide the best we can for our kids. And I think it took a great team effort, and we've had that in cooperation with the community, yes.
Again, I've talked to so many superintendents and educators throughout the season. I've interviewed them at different points during the school year, so the situations were all a little bit different as far as where we were with the pandemic. We're looking like we're going better. Now that you kind of look back on how you planned for everything for this school year, has it gone better than expected?
Yeah, I think it went better than expected. I think initially we had the idea that we were probably going to be taking a lot of breaks in in-person learning, and that just hasn't happened. We had some circumstances early on where we had quite a few students quarantined at one time, but we've gone now for 3 weeks in a row with no students quarantined or positive, and no staff quarantined or positive. So things are going really well right now, and overall better than we could have ever expected.
Yeah, it's been a very unique school year for everyone in the community. And what were some challenges you thought you might hit, and or maybe how are you able to overcome any challenges?
Well, so we were concerned about the technology,
Okay.
But our technology director, Alicia Kessler, really took the bull by the horns and got people trained up appropriately. staff and students. I think we've all gained a tremendous amount of technology skills through all this. We've learned that we can function without being face-to-face, although that is preferable when it comes to student learning. So we have learned a lot through that. But I would say technology has really played a major role. We're blessed with fantastic technology here. We already had more Chromebooks than we had students, so we didn't have to wait on that. We just deployed the Chromebooks, and really kids made a lot of good things happen.
That is one thing that many other educators such as yourself have talked about with the technology. It is a great resource, not just for the pandemic, but I would like to think that maybe moving forward, the technology that you're using is going to become part of the norm.
Right. I think it will, and I've said many times throughout the pandemic that if things don't change and we don't get better at what we're doing, shame on us, because I think we've gained a lot of skills that we didn't have prior to the pandemic.
One thing that I think we can talk about safely here, it's May 4th, and we know that in the last couple of months, high school sports, athletics have been able to take place. Obviously, some weren't able to take place in the fall. But what kind of excitement did that bring to the community?
Well, it brought a lot of excitement to the community and even more so to the kids. Students were thrilled. We got to a point when things opened up a little bit more that we could have just about as many people as we needed to have in our gym for our high school volleyball games. The kids enjoyed that, having a cheering section again. Just good socially and emotionally for our kids to be able to do that. It's been a great thing to get outside and see the kids compete again. We've had a little bit of, we're working on our high school baseball field. Our baseball coach is doing a lot of work out there, getting it up to speed. So we haven't been able to play any high school baseball at home, but the other sports we all have, and it's been a great opportunity for our kids.
Was that field was already planned for some work to be done, and so
yeah, some renovation work was planned there. Our baseball coach, as I said, Kirk Hacker, has taken a lot of that on his own shoulders. Tried to raise money to make some good things happen. It's going to benefit our community for a lot of years to come.
We're nearing the end of the school year. The folks at home are seeing this in the latter half of May. When does the school year end for you guys?
School year ends May 24th for students. Our high school graduation will be a week from this Saturday, so it's coming down to the end pretty quickly here.
And how are you guys holding your ceremonies?
We are holding our ceremony right now. The plan is to be outside. It'll be right outside the unit office here at Neoga. We'll have a flatbed trailer out there to use as our stage. That way we didn't have to limit the number of guests that students could bring. We still are leaving the option open that if we get to the bridge phase, there's a chance that we could move it back inside at this point. But right now the plan is outside.
That's fantastic to be able to hold it, because at this time last year, I think a lot of people were scrambling to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
So very good. So you're nearing the end of one school year, and there's a lot of optimism as we're 2021. It's May. I'm not a health expert. I'd like to say you're probably not a health expert yourself.
No.
But moving forward, things are looking promising. What are your positive, optimistic thoughts for the fall?
Well, I think our students have shown so much resilience, and our staff has shown the same resilience. Our expectation is that things are going to be as normal as possible to start next year. We've planned for that. We've tried to not stop moving the school district forward. Lots of things going on. We have a greenhouse that we're going to construct for our ag program this summer. We've got other maintenance work that's going on, new lights in our elementary gym. We're continuing to progress and move forward, both with curriculum and with our facilities, and trying to do the best we can for the people in Neoga.
The buildings have obviously lots of cleaning has been done through the year. Are there any other things going on with the buildings physically? Because I know you talked about some things last time, which was about a year and a half ago, but how are the buildings holding up? Any other work to be done?
Right. Yeah, we will finish replacing all of the HVAC in our elementary building this summer. That's going to be a real positive thing. A lot of federal stimulus money we used for that purpose. All of that HVAC was about 20 years old, and it was time. So that's going to be a good thing. Not as much work going on at the junior senior high this summer, but a significant amount to get that elementary building, now that it's 20 years old, where it needs to be. So outside of the baseball, the greenhouse, some of the HVAC at the grade school and new lights in the grade school gym. We should have things in pretty good shape.
I think you've covered just about everything I have on my list, from how the school year has gone to facility changes, sports. Any final comments from you, Bill?
We have a couple of teachers retiring this year. Lori Beals is retiring. Denise Helmers, our elementary principal, is retiring. Just want to wish the two of them the best in retirement. We're thrilled that they've chosen to end their careers here in Neoga, and want to just wish them the best.
Very good. Great job to their service here in the community. Bill Fritcher, Superintendent of Neoga Schools. Bill, thank you for coming on the program and sharing how the school year has gone here in Neoga.
Thank you, Ramin. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you very much. And that'll do it for this latest City Spotlight episode on Neoga. We've been on location here. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for tuning in to City Spotlight. You can check out past episodes, including the one you're watching right now, on YouTube. To check out recent episodes of Central and Southeastern Illinois towns featured on City Spotlight, search on YouTube, City Spotlight, with the show number and the name of the town. Listed on your screen are the last 5 episodes of City Spotlight. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com.